All right. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited for this conversation because we're going to talk about us.
Yes.
And we're going to basically introduce ourselves and talk about day in our life because we have very different lives. And we thought this would be great to capture on video so y'all can be involved in getting to know us a little bit better.
Bring you into our lives.
Yes, because we have questions for each other.
Yes.
So can I start?
By all means. Go
Okay.
For it. Uh-oh.
Tell me, how many children do you have and how old are they?
I have 2 grown children. Natalie will be 25 in September and Kaylee is 21.
And you have a partner?
I have, yes, I've been married for 28 years in September.
And you have a full running house. Both of your daughters are still in your house.
They are.
So you have a fully functioning house. How do you find time to work out?
Well, I make time, for starters. My workouts are for me. I'm currently working out with one of my colleagues. I work out with him twice a week. And a number one thing that I've done with that, cost aside, I don't invite anybody.
Okay.
That's
so it's you and
my
you.
hour.
Yeah.
And most of my workouts are my hour. So I walk a lot. And I walk most days on my way home. So where I'm often telling, and I'm sure you do too, busy people, get in first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
It's, like afternoon's great, but it's so easy. Let's go for coffee. Do you have time for a meeting? Can we grab a bite? And all these things, life gets in the way. It's fun, I get it.
Yeah.
But we want to have that exercise get in. Well, in my lifestyle, it doesn't work. I start at 6 a.m. I mean, what am I going to do? Get up earlier?
Mm-hmm.
But I make that time. At the end of the day, I'm doing this, and I find if I do it before I walk in the door, as soon as I walk in the door, forget it, I'm done.
Totally.
But if I do it before I walk in the door, I put on a podcast.
Is your partner as active as you?
No.
Okay. So I just feel like I have a partner too, and he actually pushes me to be more active. He's very active and he's very spiritual. So my spiritual practice has elevated because of him.
Okay.
I'm like the more lazy one, which is quite interesting considering my occupation.
Yeah.
But I think I've just taken like an emphasis because I've moved out of the city and I'm living this nomadic life. I've taken out the emphasis of I got to get it done.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, what do I feel like doing today? Maybe it's yoga. Maybe it's just a beach walk. Maybe it's, but when I lived here in the city, it was structured. I had to get it in between this time and this time because that's the only time that I had. And I've really changed the way I view my workout and my body movement for the day. I've taken all the pressure off. I know I have to get it done, but I've taken all the pressure off.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, my body is, I would say, better than it was before.
I'm sure it is.
Because lower cortisol.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Taking the pressure off the whole situation.
Yeah.
Of like, I don't need to work out, but I want to move my body.
I also suspect you have more time for diversification.
Yes, I do.
Which I don't necessarily have time for. Yeah. I have, I got to do my walk. I'm going to walk. Yeah. I don't have time to go, I think I'll look up a yoga class. I don't have time for that.
Totally.
And if you do, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't have that kind of time. But
So in your earlier days, before you had kids, was your partner more active? Like, were you guys living an active lifestyle together, or has it always been you work out, he does his own thing?
When we first started out, he was Mr. Weekend Warrior, and he was actually for years. He's never been a big gym person, and he always felt that the gym rats were there, and it's not really my vibe. And I'll go and do a hike on the weekend, and that's great. And he would go off and he'd go with buddies and whatnot, and they'd go camping overnight and they'd hike and whatnot. It's great. And then we had children. Well, the reality of going all weekend, that's really nice, but I mean, come on.
Totally.
So then slowly over time, he's become more of a gym person now because he knows you can get in, you can get out, you get it done, it's done for the day, it's finished.
Absolutely.
I actually train him.
Oh. How do you train him? I have tried it with so many partners and friends and family. It does not work.
I train my daughter too.
Wow.
There's rules. There's no back talk. And at the
rule number one.
Exactly. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. My husband has a partner, a workout partner, so it's fun. I make it fun.
Totally.
I mean, you know, like it's just a.
I want to talk to him and be like, how is it getting direction from your wife? Because I know that was like always, they would be like, oh, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, but you have to do that because we're doing this. Like when you're doing a balanced workout, like I know we don't want to always do exercise A, but we have to if we're going to do exercise B, or else the body becomes unbalanced.
Yes.
Yes. And they don't get that.
Yeah. Yeah. And some days it's just fun.
Yeah.
Like okay, we're not going to balance everything today, but that's okay. Some days it's just what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely live a different life. I have 0 children.
Yes. Yes. So where are we?
I don't live with my partner. I am ridiculously independent, so I do what I want when I want. And I have the freedom of being able to only work 2 or 3 hours a day. So I have all that other time to do as I please. Now, oh, that sounds so lovely, Jenny. You're so lucky, blah, blah, blah. No. The less you have to do, the less you get done.
Yes.
So I am lacking, I'm on year 3 of living in Mexico, and I lack structure now. So that's what I'm starting to implement a little bit more of. I don't have anything to put me into structure because I'm not living a city go, go, go lifestyle anymore.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, it was beautiful for the first year and a half, absolutely. But now I'm like, okay, I mean, I have all the time in the world to sip in my coffee and read a book, which is great, but not all the time.
Yes, yeah.
You know, so there's always 2 sides to the coin.
That's right.
And that's kind of why I think we wanted to talk about this, was because we do live very different lives, and maybe you live a very different life from us as well, but there's always 2 sides to the coin. But at the end of the day, health and movement matters.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So what do you do, and when do you do it?
I'm going through a stage right now where I am doing very yin practices.
Okay.
Like before, I used to be a marathon runner. Now I do beach walks.
Okay.
I walk maybe 5K, not even that much. I don't listen to podcasts when I'm on my walk. I used to. I just try to be as present as possible and hear the waves, hear the birds, hear other people talking as I pass them. It's usually in a foreign language, which is so
Lovely,
cool.
Yes.
And the whole energy of the town I live in is very calm. So you become your environment.
Oh yeah.
Right? And it took a while for me to lose the city, Jenny, if you will. But I schedule my time around the heat.
Okay.
So
I understand
So
that.
go outside in the morning and go outside at night.
Right.
But in the middle of the day, you'll find me inside. That's when I get my work done. That's when I have my clients. I'm also on East Coast time. All my clients are on Pacific time. So I have a 2 hour ahead of you guys, which is great. And I don't miss the early mornings at all. I mean, I said no more alarms. I never use an alarm anymore.
Really?
Never. If I do, I do not enjoy the wake up like at all. So I've lost the alarm.
Wow.
I wake up naturally, always around like 7:01.
Okay.
Sometimes it's 6:45. But and then I have my you put me back on to my lemon water, but I do lime water.
That's all right.
But just some sort of like acidic, sweet.
Yep. Get you started.
Yeah, get me started.
Yeah.
And that's always amazing before my coffee.
Okay. Good for you.
And I have a coffee ritual because I have a very beautiful espresso machine that's manual.
Okay.
It's beautiful, but it's manual, which I love. So I find that when you're making things, like you're making your breakfast, you're preparing your coffee, like the act of doing that changes the whole energy that's in that goes inside of you.
That's right.
Right? So it's a very different lifestyle than I used to live. And like I keep saying, there's two sides to the coin, right?
Oh, totally.
Having nothing to do during the day can cause a little craziness.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, exactly.
I need structure. Somebody tell me what to do.
Do you enjoy the pace?
Yes.
Would you trade it in again? Would you? You've been here now for the summer.
Right, I've been here for 2
Back
months.
in the
I've been
city?
back in Vancouver. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And City Jenny is just like creeping in. Like,
Yeah.
get in there. I feel this panic that I need to accomplish 17 things in one day and see this person and have coffee with this person. And I'm like, oh my God, old Jenny is coming back, and I do not want her to come back because old Jenny was in fight and flight constantly, high cortisol levels, like not living in the moment,
That's right.
very unhappy,
Yeah.
drank way too much wine, socialized way too much.
Yes.
Zero silent time.
Yes.
And I was going crazy.
Yes.
And so,
That's city
yeah.
living
Yeah,
for anybody.
I know.
And if you can get out of that,
Which
Living
I
in
am
the city?
doing, yeah.
fantastic.
Right. But it it's I've given up the idea of having the kids and having that lifestyle of what you see in Hallmark movies,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
And there's a lot of that. And it's not, there's both sides. And I think that living the lifestyle that you have, my lifestyle was, I'm a few years ahead of you. So like, it was different times.
Totally.
And, like you and I talked about when I started out, I was fortunate enough to be able to stay home with my children, which put me into a instant job right there, because it really is the hardest job you'll ever do.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
I have so much respect.
yeah. But
Being a mom is what we're speaking.
yes, yeah. By the same token, there's also the flip side of, but what you have is just so, it doesn't come with the, last night I had to go to physio. Just because life is so busy and, this hurts and that hurts. And whereas I can see as you're out doing your things can heal themselves.
Yes, I do heal myself.
Because it's just the pace.
Yes.
It's calmer.
Yes, I do heal myself, and the calmness allows me to have an inner voice.
That's
and
right.
to be able to listen to the inner voice and block out the chaos.
That's right.
I have no desire to watch the news. I don't need to watch the news because my environment doesn't need me to watch the news.
Right.
Nobody's asking me.
Right.
Whereas, here I felt I needed to be up to date with what was happening because I needed something to talk to my clients about.
Yes. Yes.
Right? That surface type conversation that you have for that 1 hour.
Exactly.
So that's completely gone. I no longer watch TV. I no longer do things that allow me to be sedentary. I mean, the majority of the time that I'm sitting still is when I'm meditating.
Okay. Do you read?
I do read.
What do you read?
I read. I always have two different things. I have like a spiritual book or something that's talking about like neuroplasticity, or like why does the brain work how it does, or like why do we behave the way we do. Right now I'm reading Joe Dispenza, which is very, very interesting. And then I have like a rom-com.
Fluffy.
Yeah,
okay, good.
fluffy. And I think a lot of people are like me.
Yes.
I think that's pretty
so.
normal.
I think so, yeah.
Right?
Because you've got like the research side of it, and you've got the information side of it.
Right.
But then you need the escapism.
Totally.
Which, I mean, that's why everybody here does television, because
and what I do is I sit on the beach.
Yes.
But there are people living where I live that are still living that lifestyle, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't working for me.
That's right.
And I had to recognize it, I had to admit it to myself, and I had to say, I'm going to make a change, and it's going to be rocky. There's going to be a lot of things that are uncertain, but I know that this isn't for me.
What was the impetus that made you want to do this?
I think I was already abroad
Okay.
And I think this is a lot of people's stories. If you talk to people who live abroad, especially in expat towns and in beach sunny destinations, is you come for like a month for a vacation,
yeah,
or for time off, or to heal. A lot of people use that, like, I'm here to heal.
Yeah.
And then you just figure out a way to make it work. Because the cost of living is so low down there, I don't need a ton of clients.
Yes.
And you can find little gigs here and there. I mean, anywhere I go, I teach a fitness class. And it's so cool because I meet people from Argentina, Portugal, Chile, like obviously Mexicans. And I'm teaching in a different language. And that is just such a cool sensation. It's really good. So something inside, I listen to my inner compass.
Okay.
Simple as that. And I'm telling you, I could not listen to that inner compass when I was here because I was over socializing, over drinking, overworking, overstimulating myself.
Yes.
I could not. There's no way. She was probably screaming at me.
Yeah.
Slow the F down.
Yeah. There's too much external.
And I did like my life. There was no bad part. It's not like I was getting abused or I was abusing myself, but it was just way too hard on my nervous system.
Yes. Yeah, and I can see that.
And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to play the game anymore. I'm bowing out.
Yes. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we talked about, that it is a game.
Yeah.
It's and you have to decide what part you want to play in that game. I mean, you were fortunate enough to get out, and it was you.
Totally. I have nothing relying on
exactly.
me. Nothing.
If I were to decide to get out 5, 10, 15, even now, years, I have baggage. That's not to say you couldn't do it.
No, you can do it. There's a will, there's a way.
Exactly. But it just makes it more complicated.
Totally. Totally. But the society conditioning in cities, let's say, because I see this my partner's from Monterrey, which is like a city, a really, really big city in Mexico. And I visited there and I see it too. It's the city mentality, go, 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 keep up with the Joneses. And it's this conditioning that we grew up with.
Yes.
And it's not our fault.
Right.
But I think that the more in tune you become with your body, you can listen to what you actually want.
Yes, yeah.
And the city life is for some people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It just was not for me. And I'm glad that I was able to listen to that voice. And that's what I'm constantly pushing for my clients to understand, is that the more connected you are to your body, which you have to do through moving your body.
Yes, yeah.
The better, because you will be able to understand what you authentically really, really want.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, yeah.
And alcohol and any sort of dependent just blurs that. Any sort of stimulant blurs that.
Yeah. Yeah, you lose sense of self because you've got all the other things coming at you.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay, so you told us about your up in the morning, you have your water with wine, you have your coffee.
Right.
What does a day in the life of Jenny look like?
I try to do my practice. I have to have a daily practice. So I have to do breath work and meditation every day.
Does it matter when?
No.
Where?
No.
Okay.
No. Because I didn't want to become
hostage.
And like stuck, addicted to that one spot.
Yeah.
And that one placement and stuff, because I know me, I'm going to be moving. For the rest of my life, I'm going to be nomading all over the world.
Right.
So all that it takes is me, and everything else is free. It's free. I don't need an app. Sometimes I use an app. Apps are great, especially if you're new to that kind of world. But I also want to be able to just do it by myself.
Right. So you've been here. Have you done it every day here?
No.
Oh.
No.
And how do you feel?
Terrible. My nervous system is like, and I'm in fight or flight. I can feel it. I don't even concentrate on my food when I'm eating it. Like, I'm on my phone. I'm back to old Jenny, and it's not good. It's not good. It just shows that you become a product of your environment.
Yes.
It just shows, and that's why, my mom, love her, but she said, grow where you're planted. And I don't agree with that, because if I'm planted in a garden where I don't feel good, somebody please dig me out and put me in a new garden.
I agree.
So I like to say, like, grow where you float to.
Yes.
So I like to think that I'm, instead of like a tree, grow where you're planted, I'm more of a leaf.
Okay.
I like to like float, 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 land. Float, 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 land.
Right.
And that works for me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think it would take? Do you need to remove yourself from the environment? Say you were going to stay here longer. Could you pull yourself back into?
I have confidence that yes. Obviously, time would tell, but I would have to go and live on the island or something.
Okay.
I would have to find my community that's
Yes.
very similar to what I've found down in Mexico.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I need a community. I need to surround myself with people who do the same things
Right.
as me and
Okay.
have similar morals.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I just love the aspect of multicultural down there.
Oh, I don't blame you. I think it's fantastic.
Like, everybody has such a different story. It's not like the same old that I'm used to with all my friends. Like, oh yeah, you grew up here, you went to school, you met a man or a girl, and now you have 2 kids.
Yeah. Exactly. I know. White picket fence. There you go. A dog.
It's a gorgeous life.
Yes. Oh, it's lovely.
Gorgeous life.
Yes. It's just not for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get up, you do your meditation. Then what? Back to your day.
Hold on. I do breath work.
Okay.
No, I do movement,
Okay.
breath work,
Okay.
meditation. Then when I come out of that, typically by then it's too hot. So then I make myself food. I try to do breath work and meditation and movement with an empty stomach. And then I make food, and then I pop open my laptop and figure out what I'm gonna do. Or I go to a cafe to be surrounded with more people. Yeah,
Okay.
because you can get depressed, like just sitting in your house. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure people who are working from home right now, since COVID, or you know that, like, you have to leave the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
We're social creatures.
We're totally social creatures.
Yeah. We have to be with other people.
Yeah. And then that takes me to like 3 or 4 o'clock, and then and I probably pop open my book, have another coffee or a tea, and then my partner comes home, and then we do dinner together, and I'm usually in bed by 9:30.
Oh.
Sometimes we have a cheeky, but we call it like cheeky Netflix. Like, it's not like the regular. And I'm finding here, I mean, where I'm staying, I'm staying with my parents, and my dad has this beautiful TV in the room that I'm staying in. And the first few nights I didn't, but now I'm like, I'm on 2 series. Like, I am full on into it. I'm on my phone. Like, last night I had my phone, my laptop, and the TV going. And I just stopped and I said, Jen, what the hell are you doing? I slammed the laptop, I turned off the TV, I threw my phone on the bed, and I just was like, just be. And then I started kind of like looking at my clothes and packing, and I was like, stop.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So when you do that here, do you notice a different feeling in the atmosphere, even in a room with a closed door, between here and if you're doing it at your place?
Yes, but I don't know if that's placebo or not.
Okay.
Because the energy here is very different, of course, from where I live, but I don't know if it's placebo or not, because I'm in the house right now that, like, I kind of did my young 20s in, where I was in school, and so the energy, I can attest for, like, when I'm walking on the street, the energy is very, very different. I mean, everyone's on their phone. Everyone's holding their phone. Even if you're not on it, you're holding it.
Yeah.
Whereas where I live, it's a lot of, like, hippies. I mean, some people don't even wear shoes when they're walking on Fifth Avenue. Like, it's crazy. And it's just, it's a lot of people talking.
Yes.
Like, 2 people talking.
Okay.
Or, hey, oh, hey. Like, a lot of, like, yelling, talking, dogs barking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find Mexico is more friendly, I guess? From the standpoint, you say people are talking, yelling. Like...
Yes, I find expats, if they're not jaded, because as a human, you always have an ability to become jaded and angry and looking at the cup half empty. Of course, there's going to be those types of people, but most people have left wherever they're from to live a better life and a more authentic life.
Yes. Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, we're doing that to connect with other humans and get away from the digital and get away from the 9 to 5 and get away. So we all kind of have that in common.
Okay.
And that's why we're so quick to make friends.
Yes.
Like date number 3 with a new friend, some people, you're already saying, I love you. Like you're an amazing friend. Oh my God, I love you so much. Like we're very like heart open people.
Yes.
Whereas here, very reserved.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And within the first time you hang out with someone, I mean, you're already telling each other like your life story. Whereas, and being vulnerable, maybe even crying.
Wow.
But here, like I've gone on some like friend dates with new people here. We're closed.
Oh, totally.
There's no getting in there.
Oh, no. Yeah, exactly.
So that's a big difference.
Even talking to people you've known for years, we're much more guarded.
So guarded.
Mm-hmm.
People don't. Yeah, we need to listen to more Brene Brown here. We need to be more vulnerable, more authentic, open up, show our wounds, because when I start the conversation in a very authentic way, and maybe even I start crying or I start talking about how hard something is in my life, that person opens up about something too.
Oh, totally.
And then at the end of the conversation, they usually say, thank you for opening up.
Yeah.
The ability for me to share some personal stuff that I've been holding on to.
Yeah.
So I got goosebumps. That's like, I feel like that's my purpose, like to be super vulnerable and to live a different type of life, to make other people know that A, it's accessible, and B, it's healthy, and C, it's there if you need it, right?
It used to be life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, it sounds lovely. It sounds lovely. I can't at this particular juncture in my life see, uprooting, but it just really does sound lovely.
It is lovely.
And you can see why, even here, if you are fortunate enough to be able to go for 3, 4, 6 weeks, I mean, it's fantastic. It's the ultimate unplug.
It is a great unplug.
Recharge.
It is a great unplug. But what do you must do something in your daily or your weekly to unplug. Like, what is your unplug?
I read.
Okay. And what do you read?
I read a lot of fluff.
Okay. Rom-com?
Yeah, rom-com. I also like detective-y kind of things.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
Yes. But because I find that a lot of the reading that I'm doing otherwise is always, I'm reading for business, or I feel like I'm always trying to find the next.
Okay, the next what?
Yeah, whatever it is. What is the best way to do this? How am I going to prove that? How can I do this? Like there's always, whether it's business, whether it's even just in the house, how do I improve on, I don't know, gardening? Yeah. I think I should take up gardening.
Yeah.
And then I start reading about,
this is not my jam.
I'm not a gardener. I am a cook.
No green thumb. Oh, beautiful.
So cooking is my stress. It's my hobby. It's my stress reliever.
Oh, it's the best.
That's what I do.
I say procrastinating. That's my thing. Procrastinating. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I mean, cooking, baking, and fitness, I mean, they can go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to have,
Absolutely.
But, so I read a lot of cookbooks.
Okay.
But I enjoy, my husband knows if he comes home and, it's Tuesday and we're having Chateaubriand or something for dinner, did you have a stressful day?
What happened today?
Because that's my unload. We're going to have dinner tonight.
I love that.
Yeah. So,
do you think that we do that? Like when we're stressed, and I know this in myself and I've seen it in others, do you think we overproduce because we feel out of control in our life? So we go to something that we can control, like cooking or like exercise or like whatever something somebody can control. They're eating, most of the time it's like they're eating, right? What's the one thing?
Yes.
Because you feel out of control, or stress cleaning.
Yes. And yes, I would agree to a certain extent depending on what the activity is. So for example, fitness. Mm-hmm. Fitness is very easy to overdo, and it's very easy to, become obsessed. Mm-hmm. Whereas I find, for me personally, cooking is, I get lost in it. And so for me, but you could argue the same with walking, for example. Like, you know, you can get lost in it. So it depends. There's fine line between obsessive and losing yourself.
Yeah.
And it depends on what you're looking for. It depends on your level of commitment. It depends on what you put into it. Like, what do you want out of this? So yeah, for me, mine is when I cook, I can shut everything out.
Totally.
Because
it's like a meditation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what running used to be for me.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And you still cook dinner for your whole family every night?
Every night.
Wow. And work every morning until like...
Every morning till 2 o'clock.
Do you get in breakfast before?
Oh yeah, I eat before I leave.
Okay.
Before I leave, I eat.
That's an incredible habit because I don't feel like a lot of us do that.
Well, I kind of have to because if I don't, it has a whole new spin on intermittent fasting.
Yeah, right? Stress not eating.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't have the relaxed morning like you do. I don't have the relaxed breakfast. It's either grab something or, you know, fitting the bill or pre-made and eating it on the way. I don't, Saturdays and Sundays are my take time. Saturday and Sunday mornings, over the years, my husband brings me coffee in bed and I don't get out of bed. I take my time because
that's incredible.
That's my time.
What a partner.
Yes. That's my time.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Incredible. And he does it right?
Oh yeah, he does it right.
Okay, do you drink it black?
No, oat milk and collagen powder.
Oh my God, and he knows how to make it?
Oh yeah, he knows it. You know, training. But
yeah, I trained him.
There's always training. But yeah, he makes a very nice cup of coffee.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So you use your weekends as Caroline time?
Yes, and recharge.
Great.
Yeah.
You never take clients on weekends?
No.
No. Do you ever overbook yourself? Do you have a huge social life?
Oh, no, I don't have a huge social life, and I do overbook myself.
Okay.
So when I'm done, I think that's part of my social, is this job is very social.
Yeah.
And you absorb or you are brought other people's lives. So I find oftentimes when I'm done, I need done.
Yeah.
I don't need, you know, like I need now
like
to just
next date.
Yeah, I just need to be me. You know, like
good for you.
I don't Sunday nights are sacred. People say, "Do you want to go for dinner Sunday night?" No. And that's been for years and years. And
wow,
to
good
this
boundaries.
day, I do not. Sunday nights are no.
She's got some really, really good boundaries. Like, never become friends with your clients. I'm friends with all of my clients. I probably lost some because of that, you know, because we go out drinking one night and then the vision of Jenny being this like incredible, you know, state of health is like,
yeah.
So yeah, that's a boundary I should have instilled a long time ago. And now sacred Sunday nights.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Don't get out of bed in the morning.
No.
On the weekends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't take enough vacation.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
And my husband's constantly on me.
Okay.
That's a guaranteed thing that I don't do. I need to come to Mexico.
Yeah, come to Mexico. Come hang out with me.
Yeah.
I'll take you to all the breath works and the sound healings.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do enough vacation, but I do have some things set that are non-negotiable.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you're an incredible human.
Thank you, and you too. And I love having these chats. They're fantastic.
I know, they're so fun.
Yes.
Hey, if you have any questions for us, any topics that you want us to cover, please leave comments below. We would love to know what people want to learn about. I mean, we together, combined, we have 47 years in the health and wellness industry.
Yep.
And we're super approachable and cool people.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. And totally open if you have questions about anything.
Yeah.
We're pretty open ourselves.
Yeah.
Even if they're questions about us. How do we do it? How do we, our families?
Yeah, because we
Ask.
have two very different lifestyles, and
Yes.
maybe you resonate with one of us. You want to find out how to go to Mexico, hit me up.
Yes.
It's very easy. You just hop on a plane. but just get on a plane.
Yes. You can go on retreat with Jenny too.
Yeah, come on a retreat.
Come on a retreat.
And then that's the cool thing about my retreats is that you have no choice but to kind of shut off all the externals because you're in this foreign land and you're getting led by me and usually other instructors.
Yes.
And you instantly can reconnect to your inner voice.
Yes.
I mean, and then you know, you get it out either verbally by us talking about it in a circle or our journal prompts. But the breath work and the yoga is just going to open up your heart.
Very nice.
And it's incredible. I'm so fortunate to be able to do the retreats.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what a beautiful setting to be able to do it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Your next one's in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, November.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Lovely.
beautiful on the top of a gorgeous jungle hill,
Oh.
and then beach right there. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right. Well,
Okay. Great
nice
chatting.
chatting.
Nice.
yes.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Caroline Walton Fitness. You can find me on Facebook. And you can email me, cewalton@telus.net. And you can find my webpage, Caroline's Body by Design.
Everything will be linked below.
And you?
UltimateFemales.com, Ultimate Females on Instagram, and then my retreat business is Ultimate Retreats, ultimateretreats.ca, and then Ultimate Retreats on Instagram.
All right.
Yeah,
Reach out.
please.
Come join us. We'd love to have you.
Have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Bye.